You were there when Luffy's long-lost brother that we all thought was dead revealed himself to be alive with amnesia. You were also there when Shanks' evil twin brother crashed the family reunion. This summer, get ready for the family secret that no one saw coming.
I got the Bone Daddy blues, yeah, 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 I got the Bone Daddy blues.
Coming to a theater near you, Soul King Brook is Bone Daddy.
Well, guys, I have been talking about how much I desperately wanted to know more about Brook going into Elbaf, but this next thing that was teased in this chapter, chapter 1149, is crazy. And I can't stress this enough. I love how shameless Oda is. I mean, he does the brother that everyone thought was dead. Oh, he's alive. He just has amnesia. He does the evil twin brother. Evil twin brothers. Are you serious? I can't think of the last time I saw a legitimate version of that in media. And now Brook is a father of one of the Holy Knights, supposedly. Like, that's the implication. But I just gotta say, this is crazy. This is so funny. Because One Piece really is just one big soap opera at the end of the day. You got Sanji's drama with his family. You got the Bone Daddy blues with Brook. Frankie is even supposed to be Queen's son? Like, we don't even talk about that. That was just evidence that we had to piece together from SBS's. So it's like, but this chapter really is special, okay? The start of it, we get some more Scopper Gaban fighting Saint Somers, and that was awesome to see because Scopper Gaban was no nonsense. He got rid of Somers immediately. And I think the main weakness of the Holy Knights is definitely going to be how arrogant that they are. Same with the, God, what are those geriatrics? The dumb old idiots that couldn't turn off a computer, the Gorosei, right, those old guys, okay? Just like them, they weren't really getting down at all. They were really just betting on their regeneration to kick in after they tanked some significant hits, which I know that's what Saint Somers thought he was going to do when he got here, but with the arrival of Scopper Gaban, that plan's done, okay? He's got to come up with a new plan if he even wants to survive, it looks like, because in the last chapter, Scopper Gaban chopped off Saint Somers' hand, and he cut him across the chest, too. So whatever's going on, Scopper Gaban is able to inflict real damage onto these people. A lot of theories about what that could be. I think, you know, the most obvious thing is that it's just a new type of hockey. I don't know. It'd be cool if that wasn't it. But it's like we learn a new hockey every time we go anywhere. Maybe it doesn't happen every arc. It's oh my God, is it actually just Whole Cake Island and Wano where we learned about hockey? That was so much that we learned. Did we learn anything in Egghead? I feel like no, we didn't. So yeah, wow. So the only times we learned about hockey was in Whole Cake and Wano. It feels like so much more than that. Either way, if that is what's going on, I'm excited for Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, and whoever else to learn it so that we can all start to do damage against the Holy Knights and these guys. So besides Scopper Gaban cutting down Saint Somers and that just being really cool, what I really like about this is that Chopper, for some reason, springs up and rushes over to see if he can figure out how Gaban is doing the damage, which I'm really happy that somebody took notice of that and they're curious because they're going to have to fight more of these guys in the future. But why Chopper specifically? Maybe there's some type of medical mumbo jumbo going on with why Scopper Gaban is able to attack the Holy Knights. I'm sure that's not it, but I don't know, wouldn't it be cool if it was? But he takes off after Scopper Gaban, which if he's actually following Scopper Gaban after he's falling, then that might put him where Luffy and everybody is, because they're on the lower level right now. So if Gaban is falling, that would be so funny. If Luffy, Loki, and everybody are just chilling while they're talking about what comes next, Scopper Gaban just falls from the higher level of Elbaf and lands right in front of them, and Luffy's like, huh, what the hell happened to you? And I just can't help but notice, like, all the tension that's happening on Elbaf. I don't know how much tension we'd be feeling if even one of the monster trio was here. Like, if just Sanji was here, I'm feeling like this goes a different way, or at least the situation would feel a little bit different. I'm glad that we got some time for everybody else to shine, though. Like, Robin has been killing it in these chapters. She really didn't want the library to be burned because that's going to activate her PTSD from everything that happened on Ohara, and she even got in some good licks with Saint Somers. I mean, that was really cool. My favorite part about the Straw Hats all being captured has got to be Jimbe, because you can tell just by looking at his face, he is still not used to being captured every arc. And I know he's got to notice the pattern by now. Like, he's got to be like, damn, so literally every time we go anywhere, we get captured? Seriously? Why Why is that the thing that has to happen? But Jimbe's brain is just firing on all cylinders while he tries to calm Robin down because she's stuck in these thorns, and he's trying to figure out what they should do next. But it's just so funny because, you know, the reason that Jimbe is trying so hard to figure out what they should do next isn't just because he cares about all these people. He wants to be useful to the crew. He wants to show everybody that he can keep up, and he wants to anticipate things that could go wrong before they go wrong. And I want to give him a hug and let him know that that's never going to happen. All right, he's never going to be able to keep any of these lunatics safe. He's going to be able to save them from whatever situations that they have put themselves in. Sure, absolutely, but protect them from the inevitable, to stop them from getting captured every time they go somewhere, that's just not going to happen. I believe that's going to happen until literally the final page of One Piece. Every time we start an arc, they're getting captured. A thing that sucked that happened in this chapter is something that I was scared was going to happen when I read last week's chapter, or the last chapter that came out. And it's that Anji, the librarian, she did burn down the library. I was so worried that this would happen. The way that they cut off, it made me think, okay, we're going to come back to it. And because the order was already given, she is going to go ahead and burn the library. Now, we don't, I guess, literally see every single book burning. We could be looking at another Ohara thing where all of the most important books were saved. I mean, it's, again, Oda is shameless. He literally might just do that again, but, you know, even if the books that are being burned aren't that important, there's still books being burned by the Holy Knights, which sucks. And it hurts extra more when we see Robin's reaction to it. I mean, she is really going through PTSD right now, and I hate that for her. The saddest thing isn't just the look on Robin's face, it's also Rania apologizing for being alive, which must hit Robin all sorts of painful, because she felt like she didn't deserve to live for such a long time. And to even hear the same thing even kind of coming out of someone else's mouth, a kid's mouth no less, must fill her with just all the worst feelings. The next thing that happens is kind of scary, because we see Gunko realizing that Scopper Gaban is coming, and then Colin, which is Scopper Gaban's son, shouts out, "My dad's coming. My dad is the strongest." And then, you know, that's not good, because it tells Gunko that she can take this child as a hostage. And so she does immediately, and Scopper Gaban keeps going. He's about to attack Gunko, but before he does, he sees a really, really bad future. And it's kind of gruesome. Like, the way the panel is shown, it's not that gruesome, but, like, I'm imagining that in real life. That's kind of crazy. And Scopper Gaban saw that. Like, he saw his son dying in that way. That is pretty crazy. Like I said, Scopper Gaban is shot with one of Gunko's arrows, and now he is falling down below, hopefully back down to Loki and the monster trio. Hopefully that's what happens. So now we get to the best part of the chapter, all right? It closes out with Colin calling for his dad, and Gunko hearing Colin call out for his father. This triggers a memory, and the memory that we see, we don't see it. It's a silhouette. You know how much Oda loves a silhouette, so who knows what we're seeing? But I'll tell you what, it certainly looks like Brook playing with this, what we assume to be is Gunko as a kid. We assume that's what we're looking at. It's a memory, and she even runs over to him, and she's like, "Brook." But before we see the silhouette of Brook, we see one of the panels of someone screaming out, "Father." So we see the panel that says "Father" first, and then we see Brook with this child. It really feels like we're meant to take from this Bone Daddy, okay? It feels like that's the direction. There can't be any other thing that Oda is hinting. I mean, it's Oda. It truly could mean anything, to be honest. But I look at this, my eyes tell me Bone Daddy, okay? That's how it seems. It's not even the craziest thing to happen at the end of this, or actually, you know what, screw it. That, to me, that is the craziest thing to come out of this chapter, because knowing that if this is true, Brook has just had a child this whole time. And, like, I mean, could be a bunch of different reasons why he would never mention it. But whatever the reason that he wouldn't mention this person that was in his life but not anymore, I know it's sad. So that means that Brook might get a second backstory. Can you imagine? First of all, dear God, Brook's first backstory was sad enough as it is. If Oda doubles up like he doubled up on Sanji and Soul Cake Island, gave him 2 backstories, dear God. Dear God. But I got distracted. To me, the craziest thing to happen in this chapter at all is what we just talked about. But the final thing to happen in the chapter, like it closes out with Gunko being possessed by Emu, it looks like. Like we hear Emu's voice scolding everybody, like what is taking so long. And then Emu says that the Holy Land is on fire right now. Like, so somebody is attacking the Holy Land. And it's like, oh my God, did Dragon finally do something? And I'm not gonna lie, I'm gonna go ahead and mention this here. I am not going to be hard on Dragon anymore, okay? Honestly, being hard on him was mainly a meme. But Andor's Season 2 just dropped, and that is some of the best television I have ever seen. So if Dragon is doing an Andor right now, I would say my only complaint is that I am not getting to see it happen, okay? If he is systematically deconstructing everything the Celestial Dragons have built and, you know, they're creating little pockets of rebellion everywhere, I want to see that shit, okay? I don't know if I want to see it more than what's happening on Elbaf. I'll be honest, I don't know if I want to see it more, but I want to see it. I want to see it happen. But it doesn't say that the Revolutionary Army is there. I mean, it would have to be, right? I mean, who else has that big of a beef with Mayor Joey? And Dragon and them have been doing shit like attacking their food supply and shit like that. So even if it's not the Revolutionary Army, I gotta assume they're at least working with the Revolutionary Army to knock the Celestial Dragon shit in. But that is exciting and something we probably will not learn anything new about for a while, which is so frustrating, so frustrating. But also, how can we complain when we got Bone Daddy? We now know that Emu can possess people. Maybe it's just Gunko. If it is just Gunko, then I have even more questions, obviously, but that's the end of the chapter. Please, guys, let me know what the craziest part of the chapter is to you. Do you think it's Bone Daddy? Because to me, it's definitely Bone Daddy. That's the craziest thing. Or do you think it's Emu being able to possess Gunko? That's, you know, I'm sure that's crazy, and it's going to lead to probably a really cool fight or something. Sure, it's crazy. I'm sure that objectively, that's probably the answer. For me, Bone Daddy. It's hands down, it's Bone Daddy. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for being interested, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one.